Hi Canon Collective, welcome, I'm Steve Finkel, and today I want to talk to you about the Click Awards, and the most important thing about the Click Awards is the sizing. The sizing will give your images the best possible viewing by the judges. The platform has been designed around 2,700 pixels on the longest side. Okay, so let's try and work out what's the longest side, how does it all work, where does the sizing even come from? It all starts with your sensor. So here we have a representation of a camera sensor. So this is the same size as what a 5D Mark IV sensor would be. It'd be 6,720 on the longest side, or 4,480 on the short side or the vertical side. So when you multiply those two figures together, you get roughly around about, that's how you get 30 megapixels, 30.1 megapixels approximately. So this is where our sizing starts. So if we're shooting raw images, these are the file sizes that are going to come into our computer once we download them. Now, being the fact that the judges are looking for an image that's going to be 2,700 on the longest side, straight away we've got like 4,000 more pixels in the image than we really need. So we need to be able to manage this somehow, and you can do that through things like Lightroom, Photoshop. All those programs all have means of being able to export an image and actually take it out of the camera and put it as a JPEG file that'll be the exact size that you want. So we all should know what a portrait is and what a landscape is. So a landscape photo is basically the long side is on the horizon. In a portrait picture, our long side is on the vertical side. So what happens is, what we want to do is when we export our pictures for entries into the Click Awards, we're going to make sure the long side is no longer than 2,700. Now what will happen is the program will adjust and keep the dimensions of the picture correctly. So in that case, on a normal sensor, this might end up at say 1,800 pixels on the short side. So we need to, like I said, get this right because it's going to make a big difference to your images when you upload them to the platform and the judges look at them. You know, if you upload your images and they're very small, that's how they're going to come across, and they're not going to have the impact that you want them to have for the judges. You want to give your pictures the most punch that you possibly can, and that's why they've selected 2,700 as an optimal size. You know, it's still a small enough file to move around. It's not a big file as a JPEG, but like I said, it still gives really good impact and really shows off your photography. So just recapping on that, the long side is going to be 2,700 pixels. And if you shoot something like say you're submitting a square image, so basically it's a 1-to-1 image. So the 2,700 is going to be on both sides because it's actually square. So it's quite easy. Once you get your head around how the pixels work and the long side and all that type of stuff, it does make it easier. So let's jump over into Lightroom and have a bit of a play and see how we could export a picture that we might take and bring it out as a size ready for the competition. And we'll also jump into Photoshop and do the same. So let's go and have a look at that now.
Okay, now we've jumped across into Lightroom. So we've got a landscape picture here, landscape orientation. So we're going to go to File, Export, and in Export we're going to go down to Image Size. And what we want to make sure we're going to set it to long side. You'll see there's a couple of different options there. We're going to pick long side, and we're going to put 2,700 pixels as our size. We're going to save that. Okay. Now, when we go in and actually have a look at the image now, we'll actually see that it's correctly sized. So we'll just find the image where it's been saved. There we go. And there it is there. And you'll now see when you look at the properties, it's now the correct size for entry into the Click Awards. So that's basically how you resize it, get it to the right size, so it's ready to go. Okay, so now we jump over into Photoshop, and we've selected a portrait orientated picture. So we'll go to File, Export, Export As. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to look down here. So what we're going to look down for here in the image size is the larger number, which is the longest size. So we're going to change that to, and I'm going to put in there 2699. Sometimes you just find out you just got to play around with the pixels to get it right. So you click on Export. You'll see it over in the left-hand panel there, Change. Click Export again to bring up the Save box and then save it. So we've now saved it. So now we're going to go looking for the file. There it is there. And look, now we have the correct sizing for the Click Awards, and basically that image is now ready to submit through the portal when it opens, and it's as easy as that.